Hey everyone, Eugene here. Hope you're all well. Got another video for you today. This time I'll be sharing my Guerlain hauls with you. Before I begin, I've gotten some questions and concerns and comments and that sort of thing, you know, either on my videos or private messages, even from friends saying, you know, stop hyping Guerlain, or are you going to just turn your channel into a Guerlain channel? And the answer to that is yes and no, and it's basically just what's inspiring me nowadays, and that's the point I'm at in my journey right now. I'm really enjoying these perfumes, you know, purchasing them, going to the boutique, wearing them, talking about them. You know, a lot of them are hard to find and exclusive, and they don't get much discussion on YouTube, so I'm more than happy to share my thoughts with them. Am I going to turn it into a strictly Guerlain channel? Probably not, but this is where we are at this point in time. And, you know, I'm still enjoying other perfumes and purchasing a lot of other perfumes from different brands and houses, and still shopping at other boutiques. But, and I don't feel like I'm really hyping anything. If I don't like anything, I'm very clear in sharing my thoughts about why, and why I don't like, you know, a certain perfume from this brand. But I don't love everything. I do love a lot of them, but for now we're just going to, you know, go this way. But, you know, if it's something you enjoy, you're more than welcome to stay, to watch, to leave a comment. Even if you want to leave a critique, you're more than welcome. Let us know how you feel. But moving forward, I have picked up quite a bit of things. Picked up a couple of the Aqua Allegorias, which are pretty much very fresh and light and very fleeting. So something I like to put on after a shower, just to keep fresh, something not too heavy, and just, you know, after wearing a Shalimar throughout the day, if I want to keep just my nose clear, I'll put on an Aqua Allegoria. So I have picked up 3 of them here, and I've got one of my actual favorites. This is Herba Fresca, which is quite herbal, as the name says, very citrusy and floral, very sharp, all of them. This one here is Neroli Bianca, which is about Neroli basically, and Limon Verde. They're all kind of like these complex, soft little creatures that that are basically about what their name says. You know, lemon, Herba Fresca, and Neroli. So, you know, beautiful. Every year they kind of release one and they discontinue one, and there's a whole range. Another thing I've gotten here is Eau de Cologne Imperiale, and this is by Pierre-Francois Pasquale Guerlain. This is the very first cologne that they've released. They've got 5. Each perfumer that they've had throughout their history has been allotted 1 cologne. So this is the very first one that came out in the mid-1800s. And again, very similar to the Aqua Allegorias. Very fresh, clean, quite green and grassy, this one. Quite fleeting as well. It doesn't last a whole lot, so I like to put it on after a shower. Not something I'd really wear to work or going out. It just wouldn't leave a huge impression. But all of these are basically, you can find very heavily discounted, so I don't really like to pay retail as much as I like to shop at the boutique. If I can find them discounted, I'd much prefer to go that way. Here we have from the Les Parisiens collection, which are quite exclusive and can only be found at either the boutique or you know, these higher end department stores. This is Mademoiselle Guerlain, which is actually a rebottled Le Petit Robe Noire #2 that came out in 2011 by Thierry Wasser, which smells actually like nothing like Le Petit Robe Noire, which is very linear, fruity, floral. This is very, it's powdery and floral. It's got a little bit, it's got that marshmallow accord and some leather in there. It's got a dark violet note, and to me, it doesn't smell anything at all like Le Petit Robe Noire 2, which is kind of more the regular Le Petit Robe Noire. That one seems a little bit more mainstream, and this one is more suited for exclusivity, even though it's not a very inspiring perfume. And the prices on these have actually gone up with the change of packaging by a whopping total of 50 bucks, which I think is absolutely outrageous. The price on these before the increase was too much, as I don't really find these very inspiring. What they are just something I like to wear around the house. Very clean, again, very comforting. These are actually both very powdery. L'Heure de Nuit is a very powdery, soapy, floral, rose, musk. So again, you know, something I like to wear in my pajamas, not something that I'd wear out. So I really don't find these worth their value, as much as I hate to say that. But a lot of things are making sense to me lately. Guerlain has announced that they are opening 100 new boutiques, and they got to pay for them somehow. And I think we're actually asked to cover, you know, financing these new boutiques with the increase of prices. So they've changed all of their exclusive packages to this dark amethyst boxes. They're quite nice. They're leathery, and you know, they feel good to the touch. But I think that's where the increase of these prices are going to pay for these new boutiques, which sucks that they have asked us to finance this. But you know, you have a choice, either buy it or don't. So that's really what it is. And I think for the most part, there's a couple in this collection that are pretty good. Like Louis is really nice. Mon Précieux is nice. L'Heure de Nuit is nice. Those three I think are actually really worth their money. The rest of them are just, I feel very ho-hum about them. And it's really hard for me to fork out some money for these things, even before the retail. Okay, let's move on to some real perfumes here. This is Chamade, the woman's Chamade. This is the new style B bottle, eau de toilette, and this is the old style golden canister plastic eau de toilette. So these are all being phased out, and these are being introduced. So Chamade is basically a floral, soapy, aldehydic, fruity, woody vanilla fragrance. It's a very loud fragrance, and it can get quite obnoxious, and it does have kind of an outdated feeling. Not that I don't like it. I'm saying that all in an endearing way, because I absolutely love Chamade. My wife does not. The night I put this on, she actually asked me to leave the room, and I was, you know, destined for the spare room that night. But that's not as bad as the night that I put on the Hema. She actually demanded that I go take a shower. So these aren't for everybody. If you like that old sense, that style of perfumery, you'd probably like Chamade, which is really green, grassy, lush. I have noticed differences in this. This is more, actually, this is the older style bottle, which is more lush and green and more vivid, and it's louder and it projects a little bit better. This is actually more dry and woody. Doesn't project as much, but it's still a very good release and worth its money. Like, totally, I would totally repurchase it again. But if I had a choice, I would go with the golden canister, just because I feel the performance is a little bit better. It's a little bit more vivid and lush, which I like. Here I've picked up, okay, Shalimar. This is the EDP, which I should have bought in the first time. I got the eau de toilette, which I don't mind. I'm happy to have both. But the eau de parfum is quite a bit smokier, which was what originally had turned me off. But now that I have it, I'm glad that I've picked up the smoky Shalimar, which is a smoky bergamot and vanilla. There's some leather in here, powdery hues of amber, incense, just a classic amber fragrance. Beautiful. You know, I like to refer to this as the Sheba Queen. Look at the juice color. Absolutely stunning. Golden. The original Shalimar from the early 1900s was rich with civet, you know, a pissy quality. I'd love to smell it someday. I never have. I can only imagine it in its full beauty. got a couple of backup bottles here that I want to share. I don't normally purchase backups or even talk about them, but here is a brand new old style Lidge L'Instant de Guerlain. This is the Eau de Parfum, and this is the Eau de Toilette Lidge. So both of these bottles have been terminated. They're coming out with new packaging for these, and the new packaging looks like the Habit Rouge bottle, but I mean, I absolutely love these bottles, but I do not love this perfume. The first time I had smelled this, actually the first time I had heard about this was about 6 years ago when I first started watching YouTube, and it was all the rage among the very small YouTube community. People were talking about it, discussing it, with like it was the greatest fragrance ever. There is episodes on YouTube. This is versus Dior Homme Intense, Lidge versus La Nuit de l'Homme. What is the sexiest men's fragrance? And it was all people would talk about. So I ended up blind buying Lidge, and I purchased it here from the boutique blindly. And when it got here, I absolutely hated it. I did not like it at all. It was very thick and cloying and dense, and I think I was just way too early for me to wear something like this. I didn't understand it at all, so I had traded it away for a bottle of the Eau de Toilette, which I absolutely loved. It was much easier for me to wear. Wasn't as sophisticated or difficult. It was just much easier for me to wear. So a few years later, I had reacquired a bottle of this, and my thoughts didn't change much. I just didn't care for it at all. And recently, in just wanting to review this perfume, I've been wearing it a lot lately, and I can now say I finally understand it, or I think I do. I just don't love it the way it gets loved in the community. It's very good fragrance, and I'd say I have nothing bad to say. It's just not something for me. I really don't know yet why, but I am working on a review, and I am going to share my thoughts about that. Here we have the new cologne. This is Un Dimanche à la Campagne. I just picked this up in the last few weeks. I haven't even had a chance to wear this. I'm saving this for a warm spring day, but I did spray it in the boutique, and it is quite spicy and sharp and citrusy. I pick up some soapy notes, maybe even a little bit of aldehydes, some orange blossom. It's quite green. I think I'm going to enjoy this a lot. It smells nothing like the discontinued 68 cologne, which they just finished last year, probably in order to make room for this. I'm not really sure why they discontinued 68. I think it was beautiful, a fantastic cologne, which is actually an Eau de Toilette. Okay. The new arts and materials. Joyeuse Tubéreuse. The first thing you're going to notice is the packaging has changed. All black, price increase of $30 on the whole line. Here is the bottle. Joyeuse is a tuberose based fragrance. Okay, so the bottle hasn't changed a whole lot, except for the sprayer is now permanent. It doesn't come off. I think it's one of the best decisions they made regarding this bottle ever. This is by far the best version bottle from this line. The first ones that they came out with, the golden atomizers, removable, they were nice. I don't think they were very effective. The bulbs were crap. I couldn't stand them. Then they came out with the permanent bulbs, which were even worse. But this, I think, is great. I don't like the idea of a removable atomizer. I love the idea of a cap, a fitted cap that actually holds its bottle, which they've never had before, which doesn't make any sense to me. A perfume bottle without a cap, it just seems like an unfinished bottle. Doesn't make any sense. But onto the fragrance. This is a tuberose-based fragrance. I think it's absolutely stunning. I much prefer this over the Neroli Outrenoir, which I didn't think very highly of. It's very nice fragrance, but not very inspirational to me. This is quite nice. It's green, it's fruity. I pick up a nice fruit note. It's quite fuzzy, it's white, it's floral. I don't want to say too much. I do want to review this, so I'll leave it at that. Beautiful bottle. I love what they've done with this bottle. Packaging is really nice. Not too crazy about the price increase. I've actually picked up another Tubéreuse base fragrance that's been discontinued. I don't have it here with me. It's at work. It's Mahora, the one that came out from in 1980, so about 37 years old. It was on the market for 2 years before they discontinued it, and I think it's absolutely stunning. It's old-fashioned. It's classic. I think it was just way too much for people to understand. The opening of Mahora is absolutely something just breathtaking. I think if it was never for Mahora, we would never have Carnal Flower today. We would not have Tubéreuse Criminelle from Serge Lutens. I think it inspired a lot of white floral Tubéreuse fragrances. Maybe even possibly this one. Just picked up Terracotta the other day. I've never even worn it. I won't even bother opening it. Actually, I will, if I can. But this is supposed to be a Tubéreuse, kind of a green sunscreen sort of thing. I can't. But like I said, I haven't had a chance to wear it. I've just recently got it, but I do look forward to having it on in the spring. I love Tubéreuse. I love white florals. I love musky notes. I love green perfumes. So there is the bottle. It's actually called Terracotta Le Parfum, but it is an eau de toilette, 100 ml. Beautiful, stunning bottle, all for the price of a designer fragrance, even though it's listed as an exclusive. Oh, got one more here. This is the Petite Robe Noire, the Parfum, which I stupidly thought was discontinued. I don't know why. I guess the boutique didn't have any bottles of this. I had tried getting one from Sephora. I had placed an order. A few days later, Sephora canceled my order. I have no idea why. They sent my money back, and I ended up going to the boutique, you know, a few days later, and I told them about it, and they're like, "We have the extrait," and I was like, "Okay, great," because I'd love to have it. And there is. I don't want this to fall out. Le Petite Robe Noire extrait. I do have a sample. I've never worn it, but I do love Le Petite Robe Noire Eau de Parfum. So can't wait to try this. Okay, here is, this is actually the grand finale, and I haven't even opened this yet. This is 2017 Muguet Eau de Toilette, and there's been a lot of discussion on how cheap and ugly and so plain this bottle is, and not worth the money. I really had no interest in purchasing Muguet because of, you know, the high cost, but the more I heard about how cheap and plain it was looking, the more I was you know, asphyxiated on this bottle. And I don't know, I just love the underdog, you know. I'm a big fan of the underdog. And I'm going to show you the bottle. There's the beautiful packaging. Here is the bottle. I haven't even opened this up since I've got it. Okay. Okay. And I love Lily of the Valley. It actually comes with a card, and it says inside the card the name of who packaged this. And there we have, I'm not even going to try to read this. Oh, Veronique Blumeur. Okay, let's open this up. I mean, this is a bottle taken from one of their lines that they have now that isn't very inspirational. It's just body sprays and, you know, something to spray your cashmere sweaters with and your linens. But it might be really plain. I think it's really stunning, especially with the green liquid inside. You have the nice decoration here, the silk bead with the gold. You have these fake lily of the valley here with Swarovski crystal in there. Not sure if you can see it, but I'm going to spray some on now. It's really nice. I love Lily of the Valley. I love Hermès's Muguet, their Muguet porcelain. I think this one is fantastic. It's pretty much a very fresh springtime Muguet, a little bit of rose in there. It's quite sharp and citrusy. It does turn quite powdery on me, but that's the 2017 release, 2017 bottle. Every year they come out with a new bottle for the last 13 years or so. So there you go, Muguet. And that's about it really for my haul here. So love to hear what you guys think. Have you guys hauled anything? Let me know what you think about the way the channel is headed. You guys want to see other things outside of Hermès? I'm sorry, I was thinking Muguet porcelain outside of Guerlain. And that's about it. I want to thank you all for watching, for commenting, and for supporting my channel. And we'll see you again.